Hey folks, this is me doing this touchcast, and if you look off to the left, you'll see the story that I'm talking about right now, which I found this on hotair.com, and I had to read the story for myself, and it's really ridiculous. And it's really ridiculous because it's like you wonder where these social justice warriors, they're not satisfied unless everybody else is just as depressed and thinking in the way they do, and not wanting to have anybody to have any fun or whatever. And but it's really ridiculous when they start picking on personal assistants. Now, when I talk about personal assistants, I'm talking about the ones that have become popular over the past several years, like Siri and Cortana from Microsoft, and OK Google, and Alexa, and all these other ones. And I just realized that as soon as I said OK Google, mine just went off. Because I use all four of them. Because on my computer I have my laptop I have Cortana, my tablet does Siri, my phone does OK Google, and I also have Alexa from Amazon, and again my phone just went off because I said the magic phrase. Okay, and so four of those, somebody tested all four of them for how they combated sexual harassment. I am not kidding. If you read the story off to the left here, somebody actually was concerned enough about how they felt that because all of these personal assistants tend to use female voices and have female names, except for OK Google, but most of them, well, not Google, yeah, except for Google, all the assistants had female names, and so somebody had recorded that maybe 3 to 5% of the interactions, and you could hear my son using Alexa right now to ask and tell a joke. But most of the 3 to 5% of the interactions with these personal assistants is people asking him to do really sexual things. This is a concern. This is a concern that we're asking these personal assistants to do these stupid things, and we don't think that these people maybe just be joking around with the personal assistants. But anyway, so this person actually took a survey and asked the assistants various questions as to how they responded, and we're all concerned about the fact that these personal assistants, except in one case, didn't outright say no. So now we have to worry about sexually harassing our computers. In the article, it did state that Siri, you can change the voice from female to male, and you can also change the accent too. So I didn't know that until I went to Siri myself, and asked it to, and I asked if it was male or female, and responded, I don't know how to answer that. And then when I did it again, it actually gave me a guide as to how to change the voice. So that was useful information. So right now, Siri on mine is a British guy. It's a British voice. But anyway, somebody wrote this article, and the article is basically about I already said what it's about, but it's a really ridiculous article, and talking about So stupid. How about how these companies are not doing enough to combat sexual harassment and all this? And I understand that rape and sexual harassment is a serious subject, but the fact that you're trying to apply it to a computer program and trying to put your own personal excuse me, a little congested, and that you're trying to put your own personal beliefs onto something like a personal assistant. And I think one of the things they point out, one of the things they said in the article was that these personal assistants, because of the fact that they tend to have female voices, have calling it new servitude of women. I'm like, oh my god, this is stupid. And this is why I'm not a feminist. And this is why I'm not a social justice warrior. Because a lot of these things, I don't know what these people are thinking. It's like they're trying to ruin any fun that we can possibly have. And I may end up doing another video on Anita Sarkeesian at some point. But for now, this is like the stupidest article I've ever read in my life. And it's just ridiculous. And I think the fact that we have people who think like this, who think that you can apply, and I mean, they've proven that you can't apply one thing to the other. There are studies that actually show that, again, I will talk more about this later, people are concerned about violent video games, about it transferring to people, and they've proven that doesn't do that. Same thing with sexual harassment. It doesn't transfer. You know, if you're going to be that much of a jerk, then if you're going to be that much of a jerk, you were that way before you went onto these things. So, anyway, so that is stupid article of the day. And just reading this is just like, sometimes you wonder how much of these people are actually self-parodying themselves on a lot of this, and how much is how serious a lot of these people are if they actually believe their own BS, and if they realize how ridiculous they sound in writing these articles. And so that's my thoughts. And I'm actually thinking about doing a whole video on Anita Sarkeesian, because I was just watching a bunch of her videos today because I wanted to see if she had actually continued on with her their tropes versus women in video games thing, and and she has, so I may have some thoughts on that too. Because I guess the last video she posted on that was like a month ago, so I may have some thoughts on that. So on just the whole general thing. So stay tuned, and I will be back another time. Bye bye.